Hey, good evening, Facebook family. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide, and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Good evening, baby. I hope you're doing good. I hope you've had a fantastic day. So let's jump right on in, but pick up from what I said yesterday. I told you, I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you to write your goals, to not just write them down one time, but to write them every single day. And I told you I was going to share with you. So here's my faithful little journal. This is one of many that I've had, and this is my latest one. And so here's my, some of my writings going on right here. And then let's see, today, inspired by you all, I wrote my goals. Right there, baby. There they are. List them out every day. They'll probably get longer and longer, a little more and a little more. So thank you for the inspiration and the motivation. And I hope that you are doing the same. You write your goals, all your goals, and include your parenting goals. What do you want your relationship with your child to look like in the next 90 days? What do you want it to look like in the next 6 months? And what do you want it to look like when we roll into 2020? Because that is where we are headed. We're headed on to 2020. We're going to fly on through 2019 and make it the best possible parenting year ever, and get on into 2020. So 5 signs that you are a lazy parent. Isn't that a crazy title? I really just came up with that. Yeah, of course, I come up with everything I talk about. So how did I come up with that? So I've got a slide. It's called the parenting continuum. So on one side, it lists all these most common things that we do, which are consequences, spanking, yelling, positive rewards, medication, restraint, medication without modification of environments, and isolation. So the most and timeout is on that as well. So one of the most common things that we do are on that spectrum. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's things like understanding, acceptance, mindfulness, flexibility, emotional matching, containment, time in, and discipline, because we know the definition of discipline is to teach, not to punish. So if you want to be an effective disciple, you want your child to be in a clear state of thinking, and you want their short-term memory to be available and effective while you are trying to help them to learn something. So that's on the other side of the spectrum. So my contention is that, and I'm thinking about actually doing maybe an expanded Post Daily Dose, maybe Saturday morning or something where I write this out for you guys. Some of you've seen it before, but on one side, the most common things we do is fear and reactivity side. On the other side, the most common things we do are love and responsibility side. Well, the thing is that when you're operating on that fear-based side, and usually I go down this in my lecture, so when you're doing timeout, and I want you to listen to this. Take a deep breath. When you're doing timeout, when you're doing consequences, when you're doing points and rewards, when you're doing medication rather than modification of environments and relationships, when you're doing restraint, when you're doing isolation, when you're doing yelling, even when you're doing spanking, guess what? The most common things that we do, you don't even have to move to do them. It requires no effort, requires no energy, and it requires no thought. There's no conscious thought involved in, it's all reactive, right? There's no conscious thought involved in giving a child a consequence, because you immediately, as soon as they misbehave, boom, you hit them with a behavior. It's a reaction. You don't think about it, bam, you just hit them with a reaction. So if you're a spanker, your child spanks, your child misbehaves, you're a spanker. You just start hitting, start wailing. There's no thinking to that. There's no real action other than if you're really out of shape, you're out of breath from spanking your child so much, but there's really no thought that goes into that. It's purely reactive, misbehavior, reaction. Okay? If you're a yeller, misbehavior, you yell. If you're a points and rewards person, misbehavior, you take a star or you take a point. If you're a medication person, misbehavior, it's time for another med. If you're an isolation person, a misbehavior, it's time to go to your bedroom. If you're a timeout person, misbehavior, you need a timeout. None of those require any action. They don't require any energy. They don't really even require any thought. You can literally practice that modality of parenting sitting on your butt. You don't even have to get up. Even with restraint, you're only getting up long enough to chase the child down, to lay on top of him, and then you're right back to sitting on your butt. That is lazy parenting. I said 5 signs. It's not really 5 signs. I mean, if you're doing those 5 things, and there's like 8 of them, if you're doing those 5, then you're lazy parenting, which means you are not challenging yourself. Which means you probably did not write down your goals, which means you're probably not even listening to Big Papa talk on Post Daily Dose because you don't have the energy to even do that. So if you're tuned into me, you're not a lazy parent. See, I already know. The people that exist here on Planet Post with Big Papa, you're not lazy parents. You are proactive parents. You are responsible parents. You are thinking. You are learning. You are listening. You are trying to understand. Sure, you mess up. We all mess up. Right? That's the best thing we can do is to mess up because then we can learn from it. And that's why I said if any of you had any epic Christmas fails, I want to know about it. I truly want to know about it because I feel like the only way we grow is from messing up. The only way we grow is through challenging ourselves to do things differently. So if you're spanking and consequences and yelling and points and rewards, which is behavior modification and restraint and isolation and medication rather than modification of environments and relationships, you hear the way I say that? I say medication without modification. Medication without modification of environments and relationships. If you're doing those things, you're not a conscious parent. You are parenting from an unconscious place. And I guarantee you, if you're really honest with yourself, the things that are happening that you're doing to your child are the same things that your parent did to you. See, it's just a generational imprint that we just follow right along helplessly like sheep. And you don't have to do that. But I know I'm not talking to my people. I'm like preaching to the choir, right? Because you guys are active. You're thinking. So understanding requires consciousness. Understanding requires energy. Responding requires consciousness. It requires a thought. It requires, what should I do in this moment? Oh my gosh. How many times as a parent, your child has done something, you're being like, I'm not sure what to do right now. That's okay. You're supposed to feel that way when you're trying to think to do something different. That's how you know you're not a lazy parent. Your child misbehaves and you go, uh-oh, what am I supposed to do right now? It's like, oh crap. You're challenging yourself. You're generating energy. Like you are trying to respond instead of react. You're not just going on autopilot. It's like you are truly trying to do something different. And that's awesome. That is an awesome thing. Heidi says, my 14-year just heard you and now is running around singing you're a lazy parent. Oh, Heidi, bless your heart. And you tell him, but I'm going to get real active, baby. I'm going to get real active real quick. The love is coming for you, baby. The love. That's how you got to talk to those kids. Let them know. Let them think you're a little bit crazy. Because I'm a little bit crazy. Because I'm active. And I want you to be active. I want you to really continue to work. I want you to challenge yourself. That's what we want to do different in 2019 that we didn't do in 2018. We want to challenge ourselves more. And if you challenge yourself in 2018, I want you to challenge yourself more. I got a message from one of our posties, Louise. She was commenting about a breakthrough they had recently. She said she's been following me for 13 to 14 years. That is amazing. That's amazing. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. That means I'm getting to impact some person's child the whole span of their childhood, their teen years, and maybe even to early adulthood. So that's a blessing, and I'm honored and I'm grateful for you all. So I don't want you to be a lazy parent. I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to work. Keep working hard. Keep listening. Keep learning. It's repetition every single day. Every single day. If you are really serious about this love-based parenting thing, if you are really serious about creating new, stronger, more productive, more healthy, more positive relationships with your children, if you are truly committed to having a more peaceful home, a happier child, a more stress-free existence, then you got to challenge yourself. You got to learn. And here's one of the things I want you all to do. I haven't said this before, but as I'm wrapping up 2018, 2019 is going to be amazing, amazing year. Maybe I have said it. I've alluded to it. I want you to go and I want you to check out the new Parenting Lovolution program. It's my membership program. It's a private membership, and it has so much education in it. And you think, well, Big Papa, I tune into you every day. How's this going to be different? It's because it's a series of education that builds on each thing. See, Big Papa shows up here and I give you 10 minutes or 15 or 20 or 30 minutes of something that's on my mind, but you don't get the foundation. You don't get the foundation, which means you don't get the full understanding. So it may be helpful and it may be transformative in some ways, but then the other challenges come up. And then when you start to feel helpless, you start to feel hopeless. You're like, what do I do? Well, go check out newparentinglovevolution.com. I put the link in the title of our episode today. And it's $49 a month, guys. $49 a month. And you get access to me. You get to, we have a private Facebook group. You can post your questions in there and you get immediate, because I get notifications when people in my private group, when they have questions. And so I'm chiming in, Christy's chiming in, other coaches are chiming in, other members are chiming in. So all of a sudden you go from feeling alone to having all this support. So newparentinglovevolution.com, go check it out. Make the investment, $49 a month. If you want to do the lifetime, you can actually do a lifetime membership. But in 2019, I'm gonna do a special 2-day live event. This is where I want you all to come to me. I'm going to have you all come to me. It's going to be free of charge to all members of our New Parenting Evolution. So it's going to be 2 days live and in person with me just for our New Parenting Evolution members. But I want you to have the foundation. I want you to get involved now. There's lots of great things that we're doing, and I want you to have the support. I want you to have the breakthrough. I want 2019 to be a completely transformative year for you. And so I want to take you to the next level. Allow me to walk beside you and join me. So go to newparentinglovevolution.com and make a choice. Make a decision. All right, you can do this. We are on the right track. Remember, in any given situation, we always have two choices. We can continue to react from our same old imprints. When I talk about those signs of lazy parenting, that's all we're doing is we're just operating from imprints. Blueprints that have just been built up on years and years and years. We're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's just automatic. It's unconscious. We don't even think about it. You can continue to do that. You can make choices to continue to do that. And that's living in a state of stress and fear. Or you can stop. You can take 3 to 10 deep breaths. You can be like that parent whose child misbehaves and you go, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do right now? That's good. That's okay. That's because you're in conflict with yourself. You're in conflict with those blueprints that say operate from fear, operate from fear, operate from fear. And you are stopping and you are slowing down and you are breathing and you are choosing in that moment to do something different. And that difference is to choose love. That's what that difference is. So we all have those two choices. Debbie says you're spot on. Most of you do what our parents did. We used to. We have made the shift and are proactive. Awesome, and have seen a huge change. That's awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much for sharing. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you had a fantastic day. I can't wait for you all to lay your heads down tonight. Lay your heads down tonight in your bed. Your head's going to hit that pillow and the stress is just going to go right out of the cells of your body. And every night when we do that, every night when we let the stress just leave the cells of our bodies, we are restoring and we are re-energizing and we are reinvigorating our lifeblood and our existence. And we wake up refreshed and we wake up ready to conquer another day. We wake up ready to be the best parents ever. And that's who you are. And Big Papa loves you. And I will see you tomorrow.